Okay, so we'll start off by talking about Kyber Network, right? So Kyber Network. Oh, so I'm sorry. So what am I doing? So basically, I put together a list of 40 coins that I am going to be tracking. To say, I started tracking these back in June 20th. That's about 20 days ago. I am going to start doing these a little bit more frequently. So I'm probably gonna do like 8 a day until I get to a point where I start doing 10 a day. So basically, these are coins that I want to see, personally want to see. Not, I'm not telling somebody else that they should see it, but I personally want to see it grow in the next 6 months and actually try to become something. So this is one of those coins that was on my list. I would consider on my radar to actually see grow, right? And then I'll go into more detail on why this particular coin over a lot of other coins is on there. But pretty much, and if there's any coins you guys noticed that I'm not talking about, I would say definitely comment below if you can. If it's in the top 250, I'm looking to have 50 of the top 250 coins tracked. That I want to say let's watch it grow and see where it goes. This is more of like a long-term strategy for myself to try to figure out the crypto market as well as, potentially make money if I decide to put money into any of these. I'm not telling someone to do so. So this is not advice to put money in. This is just me saying let's track a couple coins and let's figure out if there's any money to be made in coins like this. So let's look at what the coin is, right? So Kyber Network, it says that's an on-chain liquidity protocol, right? So basically, what this coin allows you to do is you can actually create applications and exchanges, whatever, on top of this network. You can create other, and it allows you to pretty much use their coin to create. I guess like kind of say like in your own way, like your own type of coin. Utilizing their coin, like your like platform, you can use their coin for it. So it's a nice coin. The reason why it's on my list is because at one point I would consider it mainstream, right? So at one point people actually viewed this coin as uh, different, right? This coin has high potential because it's a very fast coin as far as tradable. It's a very smart team behind it. It just made sense, and there's just not a lot of people, I guess, kind of looking at it the way that they're looking at it. So I kind of like the coin and its aspects of why people should invest in certain things. Is because of the way that someone is thinking. I think it's more logical. So in my other videos, I've been talking about that logical versus unlogical. Are people illogical is the word? Are people buying off of logic, or are they just buying off of impulse? And most people are buying off of impulse. So if you're looking for a coin that's going to be, it's going to make sense versus one that's not going to make sense. And when I say if it, it doesn't make dollars, if it makes sense, if it makes no sense, it will make more money than one that does make sense. So this is one of those ones that just makes sense. So it's not going to make a ton of money, but it's one that just makes sense. So in any way, in any event, right? So basically, with this particular coin, we're gonna look at a couple of things, and we're gonna kind of see what about it makes sense, and what about it has made people buy it. And I'm not gonna talk about why it went up because that's just in the past. We're talking about the future for this, okay? So this used to be my ICO list. That is something that I actually put together, saying like, should you buy an ICO? Because people were being scammed in ICOs, and rather than the coin coming out and allowing you to have an opportunity to at least lose 20% of your money on a down market, you would instantly lose all your money because they wouldn't even come out with the coin or the token or anything at all to even help you out at all. I mean, like, it was just ridiculous. So the description, the articles, the social, and the interviews. That's the social media. That's the interviews that they're doing. These things are very important because it shows, is this coin actually trying to become mainstream? Does this coin actually see itself growing, right? The least amount of people that are talking about this coin, the worst off this coin is going to be. So, and sometimes actually, the more people that talk about it, if they're talking about it in a negative way, the more likely this coin will not come out. Or not actually work, right? So you want to kind of look at that by doing a couple of things. One, you really want to just see where they at socially. So you can go to their, social media by going to their Twitter. You can go to their YouTube page, Reddit, whatever, and just kind of scroll to see like how active they're talking, right? So again, they're saying 2 hours ago they have that article. 3 hours ago that article came out about them. Yesterday that article, 2 days ago that article came out about them. So you got people are talking about them 16 hours ago. So it's not that they're not talked about. They are talked about. So they are a network that people still believe in. I still personally think that this is a good coin because it just makes sense, right? It's not a way of like, oh, no one's ever thought about this. This is other coins are very similar to this, but again, because of the price of where it's at now, can it stay down there? It may, it may not. It all depends again on the developers and how they think. So, and then these are other things, other articles that you're going to see, like linked to the Reddits. And then, you got like their other information. Now, I know that I put down that their all-time high was $5.90 or whatever, but it says their all-time high was $6. I think at one point, I think I might have got it from a different website or whatever, but, and their all-time low, they're very close to this number now. February, people started talking about it a lot. This coin like spiked right after that. And then as you can see now, it's gone down since then. But yeah, so February, it actually hit its all-time low, and then it actually went up. So I don't know, how to tell somebody to buy at an all-time low because there is no way to purchase at an all-time low because at an all-time low, most likely it's going to go down some more. So it's really hard to predict the all-time low. Oh, should I be buying it when it hits 10 cents? I would probably say no, personally no. But if it does hit 10 cents and it hits 12 cents, maybe. Or if it hits, if you see a huge article come out about it, maybe, I don't know. So I'm not going to tell somebody to buy something because it's just insane to buy it. And as you can see, its all-time high was January 2018, when every other coin kind of spiked for a little bit and then crashed. So the exchange that it's on makes a lot of sense as well. So if it's on Coinbase or one of the top 5 coin exchanges, crypto exchanges, you got Coin Exchange. You have Bittrex, I believe, is up there. You got Binance. So you have these coins that are up there that a coin going onto their exchange means big and better things for them. Then you got the other ones like a Yobit, Mercatox. You got a few other ones out there that are just like, they're not that bad, but they're just not helping, right? So you want to make sure that it's helping. As you can see, these are the ones that they're on. So they are on Binance, which was a big push for them. And as you can see, Binance right now has them at 20 cents, which is probably going to be the reason why this number goes down to 20 cents. So Binance is like one of the more popular ones. And plus at the same time, like this one right here, 55 Global, has them at 20 cents and Binance around the same number. So even though Binance is only 10% of their trading, this one right here is 15%. It's still going to be around the same because they're very popular coins, very popular exchanges for this coin, right? So, and then the rest of these are kind of just going to follow the trend of what is everybody else doing, So when you see this, you kind of want to look at it like that, right? So it's on quite a few exchanges, right? On Mercatox, like I mentioned earlier, Hubi, it's on quite a few. Why does this matter, right? I'll explain to you in a second why this matters. But right now, how many exchanges that particular coin is on matters a lot. Description video. One of the things that you want to make sure come on, stop being annoying. Kyber Network. So I think people are more visual. A lot of people are more visual than that will willing to read. You got developers that would read, but when it comes to popularity and being mainstream, you got people that are going to be a little bit more visual. Okay, so I think that as long as this coin is coming out with new videos and staying on top of social media as far as showing videos, it's a good thing. As you saw, the Twitter was actually very popular at one point. It's very popular to have a lot of videos on their Twitter, and they have wallets that they're on. They have these, so it's a lot of stuff. Like all this stuff is like visual. As you can see, like there's a lot of visual stuff, more visual stimulation than articles, because again, this is something that people are going to see and want to know. Okay, should I be buying it now? It's up 20%. So let's think about it. If it goes up to let's say 30 cents, that's a 50% increase. People are going to take notice of that, and they're going to try to buy. That's literally just 10 cents per token. If you bought 100 of them, you just made yourself, what, $10? So it's not like it's a big difference, but in a way, people are going to be looking at that, right? So it costs you $20 to buy 100 of them, and then it goes up 50%. People are like, oh, okay, this is a good coin, should I be buying it? And even if it doubled, 200% is a lot nowadays. So if it doubled and went up to 40 cents, it's not a whole lot. It needs to go up to go to 40 cents. You can make you can make a significant amount of money if you put in a significant amount. So this being at 20 cents is, actually a pretty good thing. So again, the visuals, I think that they're very visual. That's a really good thing. The industry that's in is a highly saturated industry, right? That's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why being on a bunch of exchanges is very important. It's highly saturated. A lot of people are trying to do what they're trying to do. Be seamless, peer to peer, have your own wallet, be open source. A lot of people to build on top of you. Be your own chain and a link of chains. It's just the way it works. It's a lot of people are doing it, so it's not a completely different thing. So now with that way, with that industry, saying it that way, is it a new way of thinking? No, it exists. E20 already exists before they did. Ethereum already exists before they did. Litecoin already exists before they did. So the way that they work, even with just those things, just thinking about it like that, they already existed. So it's not a big deal. Life changing, mainstream, probably not. If you had to ask me, I don't think it's going to be any life changing. Could it be? Could if they get like a huge contract with like a country that will, or a developer that looks to put on top of it, or maybe like a cell phone company that's like, hey, we're gonna run on the Kyber network, maybe. But as of right now, probably not. Or even if there's an exchange that they decide that they want to run, I would just say probably not. Price right now is a really good price because where the all-time low is. It's very close to the all-time low, which was earlier this year. So you know that there's some sort of growth potential somewhere. And then let's just look at the last 6 months, right? So let's look at the chart and we'll look at last 6 months. Oh, we can't do 6 months, so we'll do 3 months. So at one point it went to 30 cents. Let's do the last year. And the last year, at one point it went to $1, and that's when it was the high, almost the high, whatever it was, July 2018. So this is actually not the all-time high, but that's $1 and some change. So if you look at it, this did 3x, not 3x, I'm sorry. It went down here, but it did 3x from January. So in 3 months. So from 11 to 33 at least, you're talking about a 3x in 3 months. That's not bad at all, So if you can get a coin to do that while you're in it, you're making money. That's what we're talking about here. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like that's very important. So as far as supply, so this is another thing that's important about the exchanges, on why these exchanges exist and why they matter. So the more exchanges you on, the better if your supply is high. So in circulation right now is 168. And as you can see, there's 214 million. So 168 million versus 214 million means that there's a possibility that these other 50 million are looking to put into the market at some point. Or maybe they're burning, but you want to hope that they're burning at this point, because 168 million, unless when people create their coin or their whatever on top of your platform, they're able to just utilize your token and nothing else, then 168 is a lot. So cutting it down by 100, would that help? Probably. Getting down to 50, maybe even less, would be great. But this one exists because it's trying to spread itself through all the apps. So if it can do that, that'd be great. But if it doesn't work like that, this price at this number, it's actually not a good number. Customers, they do have some, their app being built on top of it. Yeah. It's super popular. No. Is it in use right now? Yeah, but not really popular. So partners, there aren't really any. I believe they're on Coinbase, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. I definitely think I'm wrong. But if it's on Coinbase, I believe it's there. But in any event, this is the coin that would need some sort of like big time developer in the tech world to be behind it for it to make the type of sense that would get it over the all-time high. I just don't personally think it's going to go over $6 again. I think that was just like a one-time thing. It'd be great if it does. My prediction, did I put a prediction in there where I wanted to go? $1.50. That's actually where I wanted to go. Personally, I'll be expecting $1.50 by the end of the year. So that's where I personally want to see it. Again, the all-time high is $6. That's a steep number, but $1.50 means that if I were to put in now, $1.50 would mean, what is that? 700. So we can actually do the math. Let's just do the math. So we're at we're saying $1.50 divided by 21 cents. So 700. So 7x. It'll be a 7x coin. That's percentage wise, I believe. So that's 7x, and it's not a bad number. Again, if it goes to the all-time high, that's a completely different number. That's almost 30x at this point. But from where it's at now, $1.50 would be a really nice take. 5x to 10x is kind of what I'm liking. And then platform, its own wallet, I believe so. I would say do a little bit more research. I'm not really doing too much research on these because, again, I'm just kind of looking at it as a whole, and I kind of feel like these need like a small breakdown. And if you're looking to invest, I say like these are the things that I look for before I invest in any coin, and just make sure they check almost all the boxes. I would say at least 85% of the boxes. You want to make sure they have good information about. So, but yeah, I know it's its own platform, but if it's its own wallet, I don't really know if you can store Kyber on its own Kyber network. So, you have any questions, let me know. If there's any other coins that I'm missing, should be a list of the top 50 of the 250 coins. And what I'm trying to do is just top 50 that I want to see grow or still have growth potential in them. All right, have any questions, again, let me know down in the comments. You can comment, like, subscribe. You can share if you want, but just kind of comment below if there's any coins that I'm missing. I'm missing at least 10 more coins I'd like to talk about.